moments of feeling and dealing and finding the funny along the way. A personal connection to this, inspiration after losing your husband?
Yes, of course. I wouldn't be a widow if he was still alive. What do you mean, Tanya?
Carol,
Tanya's having a little trouble with her middle.
Carol,
what?
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult the host, but I just thought.
I love it. Okay. No, I think I was going for, obviously, how long maybe after you.
Oh, how long?
I'm going to try to get out of this one way or another. Carol, yes, of course, losing your husband was the inspiration for this. Did you observe before losing your husband, though, how widows would react and deal?
Oh, not at all.
That never registered with you?
Never. That's an interesting question. I never thought of it because I never thought of myself as losing my husband. You know?
Right, exactly.
Of course. It was never a thought.
Was it suddenly? Had he been ill? What was your...
Not at all. I mean, he suddenly didn't feel well. He had a very fast-growing cancer. He died within a month.
Oh,
he was 56. It was really... I must have walked around for months saying, how could this happen? How could this happen?
had to run the gamut.
So you were obviously devastated for a period of time. Then at what point in time did it finally break and you say, you know what, I need to bring something else into my life? And I think you brought humor.
Of course, of course. I brought humor because I'm a comedy writer. So right away, friends said, write it down. And in those days, the way to write it down was with a blog. Blogs were just becoming kind of popular.
No wonder you were quick on, of course, I had to lose my husband before I could write it.
that's, I'm wired to be funny. I'm just wired to be funny. So, and we laughed a lot together.
Did it take a while, though, for the humor to kick in? Because this was a personal experience for you.
I'm embarrassed to say.
Oh, okay.
I'm embarrassed to say. An example of why I wrote the book and why I wrote the blog was I was getting dressed. I noticed, oh, I lost some weight. And then I realized I'm getting dressed for his funeral. And how horrible. What is wrong with me? This is a man I shared 33 years with, 2 children, a granddaughter, and we were high school sweethearts. And I looked at his picture on the night table and I said, I'm so sorry. And then I titled, the book is told in moments because it's
I noticed that, yeah.
I titled the moment, I lost my husband and 3 pounds. And I said, oh, it just always seemed like real. It's real. I think people think these things, they just don't say them.
Oh, I agree with that.
So immediately that lifted you up. So it was little moments with the humor that kept you in an even keel.
Absolutely. It's little moments that, I use the expression peek out. We all, our real selves peek out along the way. And though I was in a bereavement group, and it was a wonderful experience, but I was uncomfortable. Who wants to be in a bereavement group? So I didn't want to have eye contact. So I kept my, my head down, and I noticed that everybody was wearing ugly shoes.
Isn't it amazing the things that cross?
I know, but it was helpful. I said, woo, yippee, I'm back. I'm still here. And then, of course, you go back to the grieving, but little by little, life.
Do you think maybe everyone was wearing ugly shoes?
Yeah.
And do you think maybe that's sometimes the persona of wearing the dark clothing? Do we think that we can respect their memory more if we put on black or wear ugly shoes? I'm going to a bereavement group, I'm going to a funeral. I better not wear anything stylish.
You know, it's funny that you say that. Just last night I'm talking to a friend of mine who also is a widow, and she was telling me that her grandmother lost her son. Let me get this straight. Her grandmother lost her son, and when they'd be having a wonderful time and laughing, and then they'd go to take a picture, she put on a face like this, so it wouldn't be recorded.
You know what? Very interesting what Tanya just said and what you just said, because are you supposed to act a certain way when you lose a loved one? Because what if you know, it's just like I just lost my mom and dad.
Oh, sorry, both of them.
But, well, not at the same time, about 90 days apart.
Oh, my God.
But it's you know, they were so positive in my life that you know, they're still in my heart and my mind. So people expect you to act a certain way if you lose a loved one. Did you find that to be true?
I found that. I found that I kind of tempered it a little bit because I was embarrassed. You know, if I laughed, you know, I'm from New York. I'm a little bit boisterous. I don't know if you noticed. And I kind of tempered it a little bit. And somebody actually said to me, "Did you go to charm school?" But you do. You're expected to be a certain way. And any way to grieve is okay.
Yeah.
Any way.
And everyone grieves differently.
Absolutely.
I mean, they could be laughing or making a joke, smiling, but we don't know what's going on inside of them.
100%. You go to a party and you see someone's a little bit not quite themselves. You don't know what went on right before that either.
Why does it take women, and this is an age-old question, and I don't know if we'll ever have the answer really, women take longer if there's a remarriage in the future of either person than men who lose their wives?
Yeah, I think because men are babies, right?
I knew I was going to get a funny answer for it. That's why I asked you.
I think you're right.
Because they need someone to take care of them.
Exactly, exactly.
Do you think, so what you're saying, you think men will get back into a relationship sooner than women?
It's a fact. It's a fact, just like Tanya said. It's a fact. It's 2 years for men to remarry if they're going to, and 5 years for women. And I think women have more women friends. We have people we can relate to. A man loses his spouse. I think he's a little bit, you know, what does he do?
Are you deeper in love?
Is that's
that
interesting. I think women look for the emotional connection, and men look for someone to do their laundry.
This looks like a TV series to me.
It does to me too.
Thank you. We could only hope. You know, maybe you could play me.
Are you sure?
We look
no,
a
I
little
think
alike.
you should play you. You're
both
too
very
good not to
pretty.
play.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, seriously, are you shopping it for a TV series? Is it being shopped?
I actually I've quoted the back of the book that Penny Marshall said she could see it as that. Not that it's happening, but you know what? I always saw it as either a one-woman show.
Oh yes, it's a one-woman show.
Do you see that too?
Truth is totally funnier than fiction.
Oh, absolutely.
And it can be scarier than fiction. Truth in real life really holds the punch.
Absolutely. There's nothing that's not real in the book because I've experienced it. I didn't.
Some things are so funny in real life you can't script them.
You can't script them.
You know that,
absolutely,
Funny you mentioned Penny Marshall because you sound a lot like her.
Oh please, Penny Marshall, you can't understand. I'm sorry,
Penny. You have
Penny.
a great accent, though. I love the accent.
Everyone who's not from New York thinks we all sound alike.
I know. Carol, what a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Lou.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.